What is good, YouTube? This is Vortex46. I'm back with another video. Be sure to go follow me over on Twitter or X at Vortex46 for all of my picks for today's NBA and NCAA March Madness slate. Yeah, guys, we went 1-1 for our two NBA lock picks, and in total 8-5 to those picks. In total for the single picks, at least I had 18 total picks, and I had a couple of parlays I didn't hit, but you know, the ones that did hit were the I had Pascal getting 3 assists, he had 5, quickly getting 5 assists, he had 8. The under Brooklyn at the Indiana Pacers, that one cashed. That one was an under at 226.5. They as you see, the final score was 204. So that one was like a really great read of mine that I was like, yeah, I'm really feeling good about this one. Plus, when they play against each other, you know, they do go under the total, so that worked out. Jimmy Butler, I had him getting 6 assists. He had 12. Kind of mad I didn't ladder that, but it is what it is. And the Kevin Huerter, 13 points. He finished with 25. I actually took him on a separate pick for 3 threes, and I think he had 5, so that worked out. One of my parlays, one of my more simpler parlays, is a 2-leg, one player to score 10 points, another player to get 1 3. It was Naismith to get 10 points, Mathurin to get 1 3. That cashed. That was minus 144. But this other parlay, Podzinski and Prince to both get 2 threes, went 1-1, so that didn't cash. So that one didn't cash. Also took the Prince one on a separate ticket, that didn't cash. The under, team total under for Toronto, they scored 114 points. I had them going under 107. Yeah, that didn't cash. So yeah, and Obi Toppin was a live pick for him to score 10 points. That didn't cash. He finished with 7. So I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. So yeah, like I said, 8-5 in total, 6-3 for the NBA, 2-2 for college. So yeah, we tried to make it do what it do. So let's dive into the picks. Yeah, let's dive into these picks for today. First up, college. Gonna be looking to take an over. This is gonna be the Baylor Missouri State game. This is over 144.5 for them to go to total 145. The Bears are currently 1-4 against the over, so a lot of the games are going under over the last 5 games, but the Bulldogs are actually 5-0 over the last 5 when it's pertaining to the over. So I kind of figured that Missouri State's gonna make this magic happen. Their defense may lack, but I feel like they'll allow Baylor to score some points, and then they'll score points. So hopefully this will hit the 145. Next up, I'm actually taking the under. I'm gonna take the under in the Robert Morris Alabama game. It's 166.5. Basically, sort of kind of the same thing with the first pick for the March Madness. The Tide are 1-4 actually over the last 5 games with the under. A lot of the games are going over, while the Robert Morris, they're actually 4-1 to the under. So I just feel like with the way that the stats are showing for Outlier, that this can go under the number, you know, and maybe Alabama still wins. Maybe they win big and keep Robert Morris under points, and it just goes under. That's what I'm thinking could happen. We'll see what happens with that. And the next one is another total over 142.5. This is basically for the Lipscomb. They're going against Iowa State. Both teams actually 3-2 to the over the last 5 games, and I just kind of have that feeling that they both can score 70 plus points, you know, roughly 72, 73, something like that. Maybe it's a close game, and we'll see what happens. I'm just not sure who would cover the spread, but that's pretty much that pick there. And the final pick, I'm actually gonna go with my Memphis Tigers. This is one of my favorite teams in college, has been for years. They're going against Colorado State. They're actually the dog in this game. I'm taking them at plus 1.5 for them to cover here. Currently, here's the thing. Memphis, my Tigers, we're actually 2-1 ATS over the last 5 games on covering the number. But the Rams are actually 5-0 when covering the ATS covering the number. So we will see what happens with this pick. I'm hopeful that this will cash for me today. We'll see what happens, but I'm hopeful that this will cash and my Minnesota Tigers can move on to the next round of this tournament. And now let's dive into our 2 lock picks and then these other 3 NBA picks for today. The first lock pick for the NBA today, I'm actually going to go on ahead and look to fade the Miami Heat at home. Their team total points 105.5 per outlier, per some other information that I gathered here. The Heat are actually averaging 100 points over the last 5 games, right? 99.8 to be more exact. But more so interesting enough too is that, they are actually ranked 25th in the NBA in scoring, averaging 104 over the last 10 games. So hopefully this number will hit. But here's the kicker though. There's a reason why I decided to go with this, because like I keep saying, guys, I take risks here on the channel, and this is going to be a risk. Rockets defense, they're going against them, they're hosting them. Rockets are allowing 109 points over the last several games. Their defense is effective on the road though, and they're second best in the NBA at holding opponents to an average of 109 points. That's the thing. Can they hold this Miami Heat team who has been struggling to score more recently? Can they hold them to under this 106 points? We'll see what happens. Next one is actually, I'm going to go on ahead and go with Missy here to take his over in points against Minnesota. This is a back-to-back matchup between both teams. They actually played 2 days ago here, and Missy actually did his thing. Not so much, but he at least covered his original number, whichever number it was, and I'm gonna guess to say it was either 8.5 or 9.5, whichever. But he's actually hit this mark over 80% over the last 5 games. He's averaging 11.6 currently over the last 5. Timberwolves actually ranked second against the center position, and they're actually allowing the center position to score 16 points per game currently. But here's the thing. Missy, in the last 2 meetings against Minnesota, his first game he went totally under, but I'm more so believing that I was due to minute stuff. But he's actually averaging 9.6 points against Minnesota, again, last 2 meetings, and he actually scored 13 points again 2 days ago on the road at Minnesota, where he got over the number. But I'm gonna go on ahead and go with this plus 112 over on plus 110 over on FanDuel for him to get this 10 points tonight against Minnesota, fighting against Rudy Gobert down low and stuff like that. So that's that pick. Let's hope for the best with that second lock pick. And now we're going to dive into the last 3 picks here. This pick, it's my fault. I didn't look up any information on injury reports. So originally I put the pick in anyway. It's Alman Thompson over 7.5 rebounds. But he's game time decision. He may or may not play. And if he does, he may be coming off the bench. So his minutes might be restricted. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But this is the pick because, again, like I said, I locked it in. Again, for him to get 8 rebounds, they're on the road against the Heat. The Heat's defense are allowing 7 rebounds currently to the small forward position. So just a number under the actual projected mark. But here's the thing. He's actually he's currently averaging 3 rebounds currently against Miami in the last 2 meetings. So hopefully, due to even with the stuff he does play tonight, he'll at least possibly get these 8 rebounds. We'll see what happens with that pick. And the next one up, gonna be looking to take Tobias Harris. It's been a minute since I placed him on a ticket. Taking him on the over 5.5 rebounds. He's currently averaging 7 over the last 5 games. Mavericks defense are actually allowing 10 rebounds to the power forward position. But here's the thing. Harris versus the Mavericks, he's only averaging 5 rebounds. So hopefully, this is 4.6. So hopefully he can get these 6 rebounds tonight. We'll see what happens. That's that pick. And the final pick currently, as of right now for the NBA, I'm actually going to go on ahead and go with the Spurs to cover the number -5.5 against the 76ers. I believe they can beat them by 6+ points tonight. They're at home. So this is the deal. 76ers defense. They're allowing opponents to shoot 49%, 48.5 from the field. They're ranked 29th in the NBA, which actually aligns with the Spurs offensive strengths currently is sitting at, which is 47.5, basically 48% from the field, and they're ranked 12th in the NBA. But here's the kicker. The Spurs are just above 500 ATS over the last 5 games. They're 3-2, while the 76ers are actually 3-1-1 ATS over the last 5 games. We'll see what happens with this pick. I am hopeful that this cashes. We'll see. I believe that this will happen even more so because the Spurs did ball out in the last game at home in a 15+ win game. The last game that they played at home. So those are all the picks, guys. Leave some comments section below. Let me know your thoughts. What do y'all think of these picks here? Again, I'll be adding maybe 1 or 2 or 3 extra picks. I'll post them over on my Twitter account. Follow me over at Vortex46 for all of my picks. But with that, I will hopefully talk to you all with my NBA and NCAA college picks for tomorrow's games to come soon. Peace, guys.